we live? Oh, welcome No, we're not live.
We are,
Okay,
yeah.
now there is. Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host Matrix Lloyd 212, and I'm with Marty. What's up, Marty?
Hello, Joe.
So what's going on?
Um, Big things it seems to be going on. There's a lot of stuff floating about in the fandom at the minute. I mean,
Okay,
we've got the finale that's being screened in cinemas.
which is a
Uh,
good thing.
yeah, yeah, and the cast listing went out. God, how long ago was it now? A few days ago, and a certain Mr. Pertwee's name keeps cropping up on all in
That's
the
right.
listings. Um, but it seems to be there's more information that seems to be coming out that seems to suggest that he's going to appear, but it's going to be like a flashback to the Third Doctor, but it's going to be like on a videotape, so it's going to be like something that was like recorded back in the 70s, and then Shooty was going to like play this clip.
And what
It's
is
got
it? A message he left for himself or something?
Yeah, apparently, yeah, supposed to be a message that was left for him in the future from the past. So it's like
Uh,
something from the past has now like made its way to the modern day, and it's like a message from the Third Doctor who's
like
going to be played.
warning, I guess, for
Yeah,
the future.
yeah, basically. Um, he
But he don't
that's
remember Shooty, I guess. As
yeah,
Shooty's doctor.
I don't know he'll not know Shooty's Doctor, but it'll just be like it'll probably just be like a generic message to the future me,
Okay.
Which Shooty will see. Um, so yeah, that's the latest mill. There's also people saying Caroline Ford's going to be in it, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
That would be awesome. Honestly, I'd be so happy about that. So now more things came out about the ratings. It's not as low as everybody thought it was, correct?
Yeah,
So I mean, they're doing really well internationally, right? That's what I saw? And
they were in the top 10, and I think at least 10 countries.
all right, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, so like they're doing okay. I think the important number is going to be the 30-day catch up ones, not just the 7-day figures, but the 30 days, because then you'll get a real idea of. Because I know a lot of people that didn't really that had realized the series started, but just want to they want to sort of like binge it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, people do that now. They binge watch stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So
people. There's people I know who've said, "Oh, well, I've said to them, are you going to watch the new series?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'll watch it, but I want to wait until there's like 3 or 4 episodes out so I can sit down and binge 3 or 4
what's up,
episodes."
Connor?
Hello.
So what do you got for us? Anything new?
Well, I mean, Doctor Who magazine came out on Thursday, and it previewed all the remaining episodes of the series from 73 yards onwards.
Okay.
I think the most interesting aspect is from the finale.
Right.
So, RTD said in the DWM preview that he thinks that it's the biggest finale the show's ever done, and it's probably going to be bigger than Series 4, which was obviously Stolen Earth and Journey's End.
Yeah.
He also reckons that he wants to see influencers and Doctor Who YouTubers and fans doing live reactions to this episode because it's so shocking. This is for Legend of Ruby Sunday and for Empire of Death.
It's
Now,
that shocking?
yeah. Now, the interesting parts come into kind of the preview because he compares this series, so season 1, to the season 1 of 1963 and 64, which was obviously William Hartnell and
Yeah.
Cameron Ford. And he refers to the babies in the Space Babies as unearthly children. So
Oh no.
he sees a very obvious connection probably thematically between them two seasons of the show's history. And it's led me to believe, after reading the preview, that Susan is going to be back. Because if we think that the theme is finding family with Ruby, I think that out of the blue, the Doctor is going to find his, and I think Susan will appear.
Yeah.
There is also the aspect of because in the UK we are getting cinema screenings for
Yes.
the 2-part finale. And on the cinema listings, now IMDb was quoted as the source of these listings.
Marty, hold on. Marty, is that your noise making that?
Is it? Yeah.
I'm going to mute you for a second. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
IMDb was quoted as the source of the listings, the casting listings, but there has been word on various sites over the past day or two saying that they have actually heard that this is going to happen, and
What's going to happen?
people may recall Shooty and Millie saying in an interview that they've worked with an actor in a single scene that completely took their breath away, blew them away. And that actor is going to be Sean Pertwee, because Sean Pertwee is likely going to appear as his father, as the third Doctor,
Right.
because the secret beneath Unit Towers is a result of something from the Pertwee era.
Okay.
And also, there is another aspect that we've learnt from the preview in DWM that is linked to this, and this could be where Sean Pertwee comes into it, is there is an old VHS tape that basically has Ruby's secret um, on it. So
In Unit Head HQ?
possibly in Unit HQ is where the VHS tape is being held, and people
Yeah.
think that the VHS tape is going to include Sean Pertwee. Now, what I would like to see as well is, I don't really know an actress who could play a young Katie Manning, but Sadie Miller could appear
Yes.
as her mother, obviously Elizabeth Sladen. So there could be an opportunity here for us to now see Sean Pertwee as the third Doctor and Sadie Miller as Sarah Jane. But the Sadie Miller bit is just my kind of
Yeah.
fan her. I think that the Sean Pertwee rumor has, even though the IMDb, which is editable by anyone, was the source for the original cinema listing, that it has been said by a few people that they have heard that Sean Pertwee is a part of this series, and I think that it's going to involve him as the third Doctor in
Well,
some flashback
question.
scene.
They said something dramatic happens. What, like Susan dies or something?
I think Ruby's going to die.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll involve Ruby because it's her story. So I think they might go for the old Moffat trope of no one really dies, and she
Like
ends up
she'll
coming back
die, but
around.
then he doesn't know she's coming back. Like in other words.
She'll die, and then something else will happen.
It'll
And
bring her back.
that old Moffat trope. Also,
Yeah.
RTD said in an interview not too long ago, I think it was actually just as he took the job back in 2022, 21, he said that he doesn't like killing people off because it's not his style. So he
Right.
doesn't actually like depicting death in his shows. He always likes to have an aspect of hope in there. So it might just be that it appears like she's dead, but then she obviously comes back. She's in season 2. We know this
Right.
already. Which makes me also think that maybe it's not Ruby, because we already know the result of the twist.
Or
If it is,
maybe, could me ask you a question? Could it be possible that Susan dies, but she doesn't regenerate? Like it's just you find out that maybe Susan's not like I don't know. Like what do you think?
Susan dramatically would be a bigger hit I think, and I would actually almost encourage him to do that, because that's how you get classic fans and New Who fans and the new Who fans talking about the episode, because killing off one of the legacy characters, although the new Who crowd, the crowd that came along with Disney Plus, won't know who Susan is necessarily. Everyone that kind of came into Doctor Who before that, and has probably gone back and watched a lot of the classic series, watched a lot of David Tennant stuff, of Matt Smith stuff, will probably have an idea of who Susan is. So it will be a huge, dramatic moment to happen.
Now those 2 episodes are going to air the same day, right?
No. So what's
they're
happening?
not.
What's happening is Legend of Ruby Sunday will air as normal on Disney Plus and BBC iPlayer at midnight the week before, and then the cinema screening will show that episode again for whoever's going to the cinema screening. But then at midnight, the screening for Empire of Death will start. So the cinemas get the episode at the same time that we do. This is Empire of Death I'm talking about.
But do they definitively in Doctor Who magazine say who the villain is in Empire of Death?
No.
No, they kept a secret. Okay.
They don't even say who it is in Legend of Ruby Sunday. So we know very little about who the actual villain is. But I just think that we're going to see a lot of. He also said that they're not afraid anymore of harkening back to the classic series. There is a lot of callbacks. He said, expect a lot of.
If Sean Pertwee plays the Third Doctor, he could always do more stuff with the Third Doctor.
Well, this is the thing. People are now, if that actually happens, people want
him. Yeah,
to be the focal point of the Sea Devil spin-off.
Yeah,
absolutely,
absolutely. People
absolutely.
are saying, what if the Sea Devils episode is set, or the Sea Devils spin-off is set in
I would
the
love
70s or
that
the 80s
so much if they did that.
Because they could do it on a low budget and make it look like how the old Doctor Who used to look.
Yeah, you can do that very easily.
I would love that.
I'm sure that they can easily put together a set that looks remotely like the old Pertwee unit set as well. If they want to.
That's so good. But then you know what, though, too? How would you do that if you don't have the Brigadier? You have to get somebody else to play the Brigadier also.
They can probably get someone to stand in as the Brigadier. Or the Brigadier can be written out of it for other reasons, like he's on holiday or he's in Geneva or something like that. A UN convention. Because it's only a 6-episode limited series as well.
But you gotta have the Doctor in there. You gotta.
Oh,
could
you imagine?
You gotta. You have
just imagine that photo. You just imagine the promo photo of Sean Pertwee, Sadie Miller, sitting up beside Bessie.
I can't freaking wait. That is, my God.
That could be a way of selling the Sea Devil idea.
100%.
Better idea than it is on its own.
I would love that so much. God, please, I hope.
And Sean Pertwee has been asked twice before to be in Doctor Who. But he was already predisposed with Gotham at the time, so he didn't.
So it wasn't that he was against it; it was just that he couldn't.
He couldn't because of his scheduling.
But he has no problem with doing it.
He has no problem with actually doing Doctor Who. No, he said he actually wanted to be a part of it.
Wow!
But just at the time when he was asked, I think he was still filming Gotham, so he couldn't.
You imagine that they have new stuff with like him as the Third Doctor, like just new stuff, and then like he interacts like with Shooty's Doctor and in a future episode or something, and just like, oh my God,
well,
like
God. He is also, for quite interesting reasons, he is also Shooty's favorite Doctor, because Shooty admires him for his fashion. He called him a fashion slut. Which I always enjoy. So he is his favorite Doctor, as well as all the Scottish Doctors. But Yeah, that would be an interesting pairing.
Wow.
I actually think that Shooty's Doctor with most Doctors would be an interesting pairing because Shooty is a very different,
Doctor.
a different incarnation in the fact that this guy is emotional. He shows his emotions. He's
Yeah.
modern day angle on the Doctor. He's a modern day hero. He's not tied down anymore by traditional values of stiff upper lip and
Yeah.
show no emotions, hide it all back. Always kind of he's in Boom. I mean, he was all over the place. He was letting
Oh
all his
yeah. I loved
um,
it. Yeah.
and I think that's what defines Shooty's Doctor. He's also a Doctor that absolutely loves to run into any sort of action, which is interesting because it usually gets him into trouble. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what kind of, without giving too many spoilers away, happens again in tonight's episode.
Yeah.
Which sets up him being gone, essentially.
For an episode, though.
Yeah, only for an episode.
Yeah.
So that's a key trait of Shooty's Doctor as well. And I think that if we go back to action men doctors, John Pertwee was the first one. John Pertwee was the James Bond
Oh yeah.
of
100%.
the Doctors.
100%.
So that would be a very interesting pairing for me.
I got a question for you about the ratings now, because I know we've talked about this in the past, but do we have any more information about? I think Marty was talking. Oh, I'm sorry, I am Marty muted still. Oh,
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Okay. Is there anything you could add about the ratings or no? Because there's some people out there, of course, that are just going crazy saying it's going to be canceled and all this other crap.
I saw that video as well that you were talking about the other day of the guy claiming that RTD got sacked, because I actually saw it through somewhere else because other people are talking about it now, and it's
that's the whole thing, is they're all talking about that one video that he's doing.
It's complete rubbish.
I know.
Disney don't have that much of a stake.
He's got it so wrong. It's ridiculous. It's not even just that. It's other things he said in there. But,
in terms of the actual ratings, there hasn't been, because we only get them on a 7-day and 28-day cycle. There's not been anything more said about them. They are quite low, but if you take into account Disney's numbers, it's the show is safe. It's,
I thought so.
And to be honest, like, I'm at the stage now with Doctor Who where I would sacrifice 10 million viewers for really, really good Doctor Who. We could potentially be on for an 8-episode series here, where every episode, I know you don't like Space Babies, but it was okay for me. Every episode is good or great or above average, let's say. We actually could genuinely be on for a series like that. And I think the last series to almost achieve that is series 5. Matt Smith's first. Series 10 nearly got close as well for me. But that's a rare thing to happen in the show, is you get a perfect series, because you always seem to get a dud somewhere along the line. And
let me ask you a question. What is the episode after this one?
Dot and Bubble.
Is that a shitty one?
It's supposed to be the Black Mirror style episode.
I think that one is going to turn out to be a lot of people's favorite, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, because it's very modern in the fact that it tackles a very modern issue. He basically got inspired to write Dot and Bubble by the fact that everyone is walking around with their heads in the phones. It's a very Black Mirror, as Marty said, concept. It looks, but story-wise,
you mean everybody's so distracted with their phones and not paying attention to everything else?
Yeah, that is the premise of the episode. So
is the main character, who's the girl? Is that supposed to be Miss Flood younger version, or is it?
No, she's just the main character of the episode. So this is another thing, is that I think that Dot and Bubble is going to be like Love and Monsters, where you only get a little bit of the Doctor and Ruby at the beginning, possibly in the end of the episode. I don't really think that they're going to be that big
Could it be
involved.
because of that happened structured because he was filming other stuff at the time? So
Yes,
they just
Dot and
trickery
Bubble.
of the stuff here.
Yeah. So Dot and Bubble and tonight's episode, 73 Yards, that was the first block of filming. And that
Right.
filmed while Shooty was still filming Sex Education.
Got
Now-
it. So that's why.
Now, Millie Gibson was around, so Millie Gibson
Right.
could be in it. But I think that it'll be like Love and Monsters, where in Love and Monsters you only see the Doctor and Rose at the beginning running away from I can't
Yeah,
remember
the
the name
creature.
of the species,
Yeah.
and then at the end where he appears after the Absorbaloff has been as the Absorbaloff is pretty much about to be
Yeah.
defeated. So I think that's probably going to be a little bit like that.
What do you think is the strongest episode of the season is going to be without seeing the other episodes yet? But not counting the finale. Do you think that that Rogue one is going to be?
I think that judging from what I've read of tonight's episode, is going to be an absolute. That people are saying that apart from a stumble of the third act, this one is got the potential to be an all-time classic.
What do you mean stumble in the third act? Why something bad in this episode?
It's sort of, some people have said that the endings are rushed a little bit. I think they've said that it's slightly rushed, but I suppose
the first kind of half, 3/4 of the episode is absolutely phenomenal.
Wow.
Is what they're saying. It's
why
like
would they rush it though? Why would they do that?
I've actually seen reviewers, which I never really see mention, is like Doctor Who got a reputation as being that show where you'd hide behind the sofa. A reviewer came out and said that if he saw this episode as a kid, it would genuinely mess him up.
I mean, I've seen Russell had shared on Instagram these pictures of the woman in the background, like terrifying, right? Yeah. That's sort of like The Watcher in a way, but just
sadly, and again, no spoilers, I'm not going to reveal it on here. That twist has actually leaked because some idiot reviewer put their entire review out on Twitter, and it was basically just a summary of the entire plot.
Are you serious?
So
are they in trouble?
I don't know, but everyone that has been paying attention now knows who that woman is. I'm not going to.
No, I want to know because I want to watch it.
I've seen it. I've seen it as well. I've ruined it for myself, but
it's a pretty big deal, I think.
Yeah.
If it plays out further beyond this one.
And supposedly this story has got something very significant to do with the plot as well for the overall series. There's something in this story tonight that's going to be very important to, I think, the finale.
People have actually said that it's got some genuinely horrific stuff in there, like unnerving scenes that you wouldn't expect in Doctor Who. It's the first time it's forayed into proper horror.
This is where I've wanted it to go for years. I've wanted it to go for years. I've always wanted them to go down the dark. I know it wouldn't be too popular with the younger audience, but I've always wanted them to go down that dark route just once, just to.
Well, like Midnight was scary.
Well,
that was almost right there.
Yeah, but I just feel it was right there.
And
but
Listen was almost too.
Yeah. I feel like you could lean into it a little bit more. I feel like you could lean into it slightly more.
I would actually count as well Dark Water as a horror episode because Dark Water goes to a place where
that's darker than dark. Yeah.
Having the recordings of them in the afterlife and all that.
That was terrifying.
I don't think anything gets as dark as Day 5 from Children of Earth, though.
Oh, Children of Earth was just from start to finish an absolute masterpiece. In horrific. That was so real.
Yeah, I would love them to do something. They would never do it. They would never do it before 9 o'clock slot. But you know what happens at the end of episode 5 and how they resolve everything.
Oh yeah.
I would love them to do something. They wouldn't be able to do it on that scale, but to do something to that effect that leaves you sitting there thinking, "Oh my god!" At the end
Yeah.
of it, that's what I would love. Something like that.
Do you think genuinely after tonight's episode, the majority of Whovians will like it?
I think so. Yeah, I think this one's going to be a fan favorite.
So this
Yeah.
will be the best
I
of the
think-
season.
I think
So far.
Boom, this, and next week's Dot and Bubble are going to be the three fan favorites. I would put Rogue up there as well, but
Yeah, because we only got this is technically what, the fourth one? We're halfway in now.
well, yeah. We could potentially be on for a run of 5 amazing episodes from last week onwards.
Mm.
I think Rogue is going to be great, and a lot of people
Yeah.
are hyping Rogue up because it's obviously Bridgerton, Regency
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But you've got the finale after that, and then before that you've got 73 Yards and Dot and Bubble, which are two interesting episode concepts.
Well, I have a question for you now, because I have a question for you. They didn't film the Christmas special yet, right?
They for 2024.
Yeah,
It's filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's already been filmed.
Oh, it's been filmed. So in other words, we will get a trailer.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
Christmas special.
It was filmed before season 2 started filming.
Okay, so in other words, now what do they have to film now? Season 2 is done, right? So what would they film then? They would film the Christmas special for season 2, right?
Yeah, so they then film these Christmas special between 2 and 3, and then
because that's what they're doing now. Yeah, it's due to wrap.
So okay, so that's a different Christmas special. That's like
2025.
Yeah, that's 2025.
And we don't know who did that. Who did that one?
No.
Who wrote that one? No. That could be Chibnall if Chibnall came back.
I don't think Chibnall's going to come back.
Oh, he's not. You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think he's got an Agatha Christie adaptation coming up.
Okay.
He's got a novel. He's releasing a novel.
He's got a stage play as well.
He's got a stage play. He's kind of a busy man. Not that I actually will see any of his stuff because I don't rate him. But he's got quite a lot going on for himself.
Okay. And
he's actually also to set up a production company that helps. One thing I do admire him about is that he's actually set a program up within his own production company, I think, where he mentors young writers and
producers as well,
and producers to show run their own stuff. So he kind of is helping the next generation of creatives.
I was actually suggested to go and apply for that. To tell you the truth, yeah, I was actually suggested to go and apply for it, but I didn't.
Cool. Oh, you didn't do?
Yeah, but I'll see. I'll see.
When is Shooty filming the play now? Like when he's doing his play now?
October. I think.
October time. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm considering when is he to see it actually?
When does he finish?
February, isn't it?
February, isn't it?
So they'll film after that then?
Yeah, probably March next year.
But they're still a year ahead anyway, though, so it's fine.
Oh yeah, they'll be a year ahead when they do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because that's what I think they're going to do. He gets a bit of a break now. He does the play, and then I think they're going to go back and do. I think they'll do another 2 seasons back to back, like what they've done.
I find it interesting how of all the YouTuber Whovians people talking about the news, it's like they all talk about the ratings ending the show, right? Rest in peace, all that stuff. But then that one YouTuber that we saw just flat out made a statement that Russell's gone. Like, it's just how people could just, I don't know. I just don't get it. I mean, we're all looking at the same thing, but I don't know why people are just. I mean, I have to say how ridiculous it is. The fact that the guy mentioned that Disney Plus contacted Russell after the specials aired. They would never do that fast.
I also think that a lot of the reason why stuff like this is happening is because there's a lot of confusion around amongst like the general audience and Doctor Who fans as well, like we are. There's a lot of confusion about exactly what Disney's involvement in the entire show is. I still don't think that people have got it in their head clarified exactly what Disney are doing there.
They don't. But we've talked about this numerous times.
They've not taken over the show. Like this is
they're like not gonna take over the show. That's the whole point, is that they need content for their streaming service that they are lacking. They're not like Netflix, where Netflix is spending billions.
They're like a glorified distributor, but they've got a seat around the table when it comes to
right. They want to help out Doctor Who, like give a little money to it, but and maybe say a few notes, but they have no say over anything. That's just, they're looking, and like I was trying to explain too. I'm not trying to compare this to Star Trek Discovery, but if you remember Star Trek Discovery, that was going to be on the streaming network. It was going to be the flagship of the streaming network. They signed season 2 before season 1 aired, and it didn't even matter how good it was. They had kept greenlighting this thing without any ratings, without anything, up to season 5 now, and nobody really liked it as much as, you know what I'm saying? It was not met well at all, and I tried watching. I couldn't. So it's like they just want content, like for I'm saying that network, but with Doctor Who, of course, the ratings isn't like, they're trying to make it catastrophic. Like, you can't compare it to previous seasons. Like, how could you? And that's another thing too. The person that brought up the ratings for Unearthly Child, first of all, nobody knew what the hell it was. So how could you compare ratings on something that never aired and never existed? Like, you could never, ever, ever look at the ratings of the first episode of Doctor Who because nobody knew about it. So it wouldn't be the greatest ratings ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody actually compared them. Like, why? Why would you compare it? Nobody knew what it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to take time because, like, as to say, it's billed as a streaming first show, and like people who I've spoke to, I don't account for millions of people, but I'm just saying from people who I've spoke to, and what they've said to me is, look, they want to wait until they want to do the binge. They want to wait till they're all out and then binge the episodes. That'll add to the ratings.
Yeah, but you know what? People get ridiculous about that because, like, I got threatened the other day, and then when Doctor Who they're coming at me nasty, like, because they don't agree with me or whatever, and they're like, you have you need mental help, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I'm talking about ratings of Doctor Who, and I support the show. Get the fuck out of here! Like, I don't understand people. Like, they just don't have an open mind anymore. Some people, it's just their mind is brainwashed and made up that all the doom and gloom with all these thumbnails about Doctor Who being done, and they're not even looking at things properly.
A lot of it. But to be honest, Joe, there is, like, when you look at people like that, there is some people who genuinely are, who genuinely are saying, "Oh, they're done" and whatnot. But then I think there's another part, and this is what I think, unfortunately, is the vast majority of people who they're saying that they're creating all these fancy fucking thumbnails, and it's just to get the clicks.
Oh, I know that, but but so there could be some people that purposely hate Doctor Who just to make money, but they don't hate it, which is terrible.
Yeah, it's and there's a lot of people who, that there's a lot of people who may obviously didn't like the Chibnall era that now like what RTD's doing, but because they've built their channels up for being so against the show, and that's how they've got their following, that if they say they like RTD, they might be afraid they lose their following. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. I just think that I'm not saying all of them are like this, but
I know.
There's a lot of them.
No, we're not making waves. We're not going attacking it, but I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I just don't. The interactions that I'm having on my channel has been very, very. I wouldn't say nice at all. It's not. I mean, you could agree to disagree, but people are taking it a whole nother level with this. I mean, some people are really offended that they think, and I gotta tell you, like, how like you had like that racist pig that came after Shooty, and then Shooty got mad and said all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like you gotta give him a platform to say that, though. I mean, like the person was racist and said nasty stuff. Look at the asshole that created the handle on Twitter, right? The Black Doctor. That's fucking racist. That's fucked up, right? That's racist. And it's like, you pissed him off. Of course he's going to say something nasty. Same thing like RTD. You piss him off, he's going to piss you off too.
But that's it. Like, there was tweets going around. There was tweets going around saying that, look at what the BBC have done, casting a black homosexual as the Doctor.
That's horrible thing to say, though. That's horrible.
I know.
You can't say shit like that. I mean, I guess you can, but it's horrible. It's not right at all. Like, you didn't even watch his performance or nothing, and you're.
But that's not even. That's not because they're fans of the show. That's literally because they're racists. Simple as that.
Racist, nasty fucks. Those people. Yeah. I don't like that at all. And I may get mad at what he said, but I can understand why he said it. It's just that's why I keep saying they need a PR person, because they're just not. Their mouths are just, talking so much that they're gonna hurt the show by opening their mouth like that. That's what I was worried about, because there's no filter at all. I mean, and that's the one thing. It's like a mob effect. Like everybody's jumping on that. Like, all right, we will leave. Like, stop. Like even Jinx Monsoon is like, oh, leave because we'll get more fans. It's like, oh my god. I just don't. I definitely think that they need to have a PR person. Sorry. It's just like a disaster waiting to happen.
I don't know. I just think I know what you mean. I get.
I mean, I get it. When I get pissed off too, Connor knows too. Oh, I get crazy, and then
I know that.
Yeah, him and Philip at that time were trying to like talk me down from going full-fledged war with somebody who attacked me. And the person was wrong, mind you, and deserved to get their ass kicked. But and I was going full-fledged war, and they were like, they had an intervention. Like, look, we don't go through this another Whovian war again. Like, just forget it.
How many Whovian wars have there been now? Honestly,
there's only really been one big one. The other ones are like microcosms. There was only that one big one that nobody survived, but me in the form of Masked Man, I guess. But it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You love to tell the tale.
Yeah, I that should be a book one day too. Honestly, because you know what it was. I look at myself in the past, right, and I feel bad, like almost as if I'm looking at myself as a different person, and I'm like, this guy, meaning me, really fucking cared about my YouTube channel. I was so into it. I'm like, oh my god, my subscribers. I'm looking at it, and I almost reached. It was like so. You ever see those funny videos where they celebrate that they made like 1 million subscribers, and then while they're filming it, they lose like 2 subscribers, and it goes down. Right, so I was like right there at 1,000 back then, and my channel was soaring. And then the moment they created fake accounts of me and started attacking people, and people just believed it, and I lost like 300 subscribers, like instant. And it was like I was so crushed that I never cared as much about my channel again, especially since all the trouble they made to destroy it, and they flagged me, and I couldn't even do my podcast on here. I had to go into another channel. That just messed me up. I was like,
this is going to all have to be documented. You could write like a fictional book. You could do it like
it was so crazy. And then of course, what happens when you piss me off? Then it's like, oh my god.
I know.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, twice you. But the first time you fucking revved me up. like fucking with your messages. And that was
DF,
shit.
DF,
My,
DF in the
my
middle of it, and all that.
God damn! Oh my God! Shit.
Do you know what the second time was? Do you know what one of the reasons the second time was? And I had to laugh.
Wasn't it? Without saying what it is, like we got.
Oh no! It was not that. It's a different thing. I was going to say it's a different thing.
Okay.
We had a disagreement one night over who owned Bad Wolf.
Oh.
And I
Okay.
said to you, you said Russell T. Davis, Judy Gartner. I was like, no. I was like, Russell doesn't own Bad Wolf. He works for Bad Wolf, but he doesn't own it.
I don't remember being mad about that.
Yeah, there was I think he banned me.
I don't know. I wasn't. I don't think I was mad about like war meds like that. I think.
Yeah.
No. I didn't. I'm just very. You know what it is? It's like nowadays. Even Connor says I'm way more mellow. Like probably 1,000,000% more than in the past.
Well, you haven't got any trolls like really after you now on the channel. Like they all sort of.
What? Somebody threatened to fucking do a drive-by last week. Didn't you see
what
happened?
On your channel?
My girlfriend was freaking out that somebody had posted that they were gonna. When I stepped foot out this house to go do one of my work, I was gonna get killed. And then like Sharon, I'm with Sharon. Sharon's freaking out, and that guy, let me just spend time with her and take a break from everything on Sunday. And it was like, yeah, no, they're trying to fucking kill me. Yeah, they're gonna do drive-by. Like this is what I'm saying. Like this shit's starting again. Like it's like, why are you getting so busy with? And it's not even about Doctor Who. It's about the gaming. Which come on, man. Like really? I mean, God, no matter what I do, I couldn't do nothing, and then I invoke such. Oh, whatever.
They just want attention. That's what it is. They just want to be heard. They just want to be seen, and to talk absolute rubbish. But
yeah, I do have to. You have to remind. I do have to do I promised Jacob we do a cast later. He sent me a message, and I totally forgot about it. But we will get Louis. We will get Jacob. We will get all. I didn't get to do them with Louis yet. Kate. I think Ben might do one. I got to ask him. There's a lot of people that are on and off want to do different casts. I know it's not going to happen today, all of it, because it's UK's and Australia also is different. Hayden wants to do it too. But he's from different time zones, so we might have to do it early with him. So we have to figure it out. I mean, we're still going to do that tonight, Connor, right? Like we're going to watch it.
I'll be on for the episode review tonight. Yeah.
So what's going to happen is, Connor, when just in case either of us are a minute or two ahead, right? Because I don't want to I'm in the middle of the episode and then you saw it already. Or something could happen, right? Let's just give it like a 15-minute window after it airs. Because so that, you know what I'm saying? So that way, like, we could actually, if we missed it, if we're a little behind, we don't have to worry about sending messages and stopping the thing and to talk to each other. Plus I could grab a bite to eat quick and, do what I got to do before we start. So, like, because it's 45 minutes, right? So it's like, let's give it an app. Like, that'll make 15 minutes. And then we'll jump on,
Yeah.
And then Scott tends to see it after. So I'll do it with him the next day. And then we'll get Philip the next day, I guess. And Jacob, I have to work out a system because his time zone is different than your time zone, I think.
I mean, if I can catch Philip early enough by sending him a message in the day before the episode goes out on Disney and BBC, he will probably stay up for the cast.
Yeah, but then we got to figure out.
Last week, I don't know what. I think he was in bed last week.
Yeah, we got to figure out. What's Australia time to your time?
I have no idea.
9 hours.
I gotta figure this out later because Hayden and Jacob are from Australia, so
let me see.
Aren't they like 20 some odd hours ahead or something? Or
it's if I Sydney time to London time. Let me see, Sydney to London.
I think they're about 9 hours ahead. Yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
are 5
9
hours
hours.
ahead of me, and they're 9 hours ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So 7 o'clock, I watch it, and then 8 o'clock we'll podcast about it.
Yeah.
Right? It's 45 minutes, right? Or 43
Yeah, 45
minutes.
So it'll be
Alright.
what our time? It'll be 1 a.m. our time.
Yeah.
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 All right. If you can, if not, I'll grab you the next day.
Yeah,
Right?
I should be
It's
there.
Friday today, right? So
Yeah.
you guys work on the weekend, or I mean,
Nah.
I'll grab you on the weekend. If you just so happen if you kind of fall asleep or afterwards, I'm saying like it's fine. We can. I'll expect to do it with you and Marty, but if something happens, I understand. Because
Sweet.
like, yeah, don't worry. I'm not
Sweet.
gonna do any gaming too. I reserved all this for Doctor Who. So
You gonna order some pizza and donuts tonight, Joe?
no, I got pizza the other day. I don't usually Fridays. I do. I don't know. I got to see what Sharon wants to do, but we don't order donuts. Like, we just down the. It's like we just go. It's not like it's a delivery system for donuts, but no, I spent so much goddamn fucking money on these games. Holy shit! I mean, like I said, before I got out of work, I had a huge budget for my gaming, and I gotta say, I spent my YouTube check on a lot of. I paid the bills, but I also got a lot of games too. So thank you, YouTube,
Yeah.
for being my employer.
I haven't gamed since I moved to London. I haven't, yeah, because I didn't take my Xbox when I moved to London, so I need to. The
But
next time
I'm
back.
grateful because like I said, this is the only thing that's making me money, so it paid the bills, so it's working. So okay, thank you, YouTube. And that's basically it.
Yeah, I need to.
So
I need,
so we got this first spinoff is definitely the Sea Devils, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But there's no
However,
talk of a second spinoff yet. Disney only committed to one spinoff, correct?
yeah,
I
5
think
episodes.
my prediction is they'll do the spin-off one, and then they'll do maybe one or two like short form, a bit like the What If series or stuff
Well,
like that.
couldn't they do a special like to start the? So in other words, couldn't they do So the Sea Devil thing is going to come out with anything connected to it, right? There's not going to be a special or anything like a Doctor Who special.
No. I think the Sea Devil one. I think that they're going to do a couple of animated ones as well. I think you'll see a few animated projects.
But will they do like when the second one is Unit, or we don't know?
No, that Unit one got debunked. It's not. As far as I know, that's not happening.
Okay, so in other words, it's going to be a different set of circumstances with the spin-offs, because that will probably Disney will probably need a commitment like a ratings to see how that does before they could greenlight a second spin-off.
Yeah.
So it's going to be under different rules compared to Doctor Who, where it's going to be more stricter rules, I think.
Well, I could tell you that the idea has been reworked.
For what?
It originally was supposed to be a Sea Devil spin-off, the war between the land and the sea, but it has been reworked. Now, that may mean the rework is
the third Doctor, which
yeah,
fine.
yeah, it could
I'd
be
be
that.
completely fine with that.
But I can tell
suck.
you,
It was just those two. They don't fucking talk, or they don't like whatever. That would be dumb.
Yeah, I can tell you from someone who doesn't work anymore, but did work in Bad Wolf, and told me that they seen the idea for the spin-off, but it was reworked.
Yeah, it had to be, because I wasn't crazy about that either.
Yeah, so
it's got to be the Doctor involved, like the third Doctor. Has to be.
I think so, because it means that
or David Tennant, whatever.
Yeah, you've got the show on all year round, sort of. You've got it for another 5 weeks with Sean Pertwee, say.
But do you think that thing about what they said about David Tennant's bullshit that he retired? I don't think so. I don't believe that.
No, he's not. No way.
No way.
Russell did not set up him to be another separate incarnation of the Doctor to have him in 3 episodes. He's going to use him again. There's no way. He's of
So
course he's
you
gonna
don't think so could they be secretly making like a thing all year round? Like in other words, make three or actually they had would there be like 3 specials with David Tennant again with Donna Noble and John Sim maybe Master maybe or
there's a reason why David Tennant is there.
yeah.
I don't know if it's specials, but there is something I have heard as to why he's there. I'll not say it, but I will type it to you what I've heard.
What do you mean that why his doctor didn't go away completely? You mean?
Yeah. Yes.
It's connected to the series.
It's yes, in a way, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, I pretty much feel that when the time comes, I guess he'll either merge with Shooty or become Shooty or something. But I don't think it's going to be where he's just going to be a separate, different set of doctors coming.
I'll type to you what I've heard, and you can tell me
Well,
what you think.
we'll end this and you talk off air. That's what we'll do. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you later with the Real Whovians cast. We'll watch the episode at 7 on American time. You guys in UK 12 o'clock, and then 1 o'clock UK time or 8 o'clock my time. We're gonna do Real Whovians. All right. So 7-3 yards. That's what it's gonna be. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.